It's the first team meeting of 2023. And I know there's a whole room of people that are going to be coming in here because they're up in the front conference room. So chatty Cathy's are up there and they got to chop to get back there. I'm teasing. So more people will be coming and joining us. And I'm so excited to see all of your smiling faces. Who has chosen their word for 2023? Anybody want to share it?
Present, as in be present.
Alexis' word for 2023 is present. Be present.
Thank you for clarifying, because I thought you meant get present.
Yes. I will.
Give her, yeah.
Present.
That's right. Who else? Anybody else choose? Does anyone else get into this game of choosing the word? Has anybody done it yet? No? Anyone online? Do you guys have a word that you've chosen for 2023? No? All right. I would encourage you to take some time and think about what you want your 2023 to look like. When you create it in your mind, it will show up. Has anybody done their goal boards for 2023 already? Their vision boards, their dream boards? Oh my word, we have so many things we can do. Did you know you can create your dream board in Canva now? You don't even have to use cutouts in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was talking with Aiden on, I don't know, a night this week. She and her boyfriend were at the Center Island and they both had their laptops up and I'm like, what are you guys doing? We're creating our vision board. And she said, I looked at mine from 2022 and like 95% of all of the things that were on there have happened, including going to Hawaii, which she never thought she could get accomplished. So if you haven't done your dream board, do them and do them with your children. It's a very cool experience. All right. Let's open up this meeting. Some bucket fills. Who wants to show some gratitude? Raise the energy in the room. Show your thankfulness to somebody. Kathy Foley.
Jen Gillard, I'd like to help the bucket. He was very helpful to help me on not a real estate transaction, but something outside for my family. And I just appreciate all the time and effort that she gave to me.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Jen G. She's here. She's up in the real, like the virtual world. She's in the TV.
Cloud. Can we start calling that the cloud? She's the cloud.
I guess I got one.
Yes.
Shelly. Shelly Phillips for helping me and my client. So I was in here just really upset with one of these offers that we got. And they kept like nickel and diming and I was like, no, this just doesn't feel right. And so I came in here, I'm like, I just don't really like what they're doing. And she's like, well, what are they looking for? I was like, well, they can't, I'm like, they're kind of looking for something, it's first time home buyer, something Farmington. And she's like, well, I might have something, but they can't close until March 1st. I was like, my clients can't close until March 1st either.
So like a match made in heaven.
Oh, it's like the first transaction I've done like within the office, and we're also using Tom too, so it's pretty great. Yeah.
Yay, that's all comes together so beautiful.
Well, you've been wonderful to work with.
So fun. It's not church, guys. You guys can actually come up front. So no one will care. Oh, Amy's raising her hand. Amy is raising your hand.
I am raising my hand because I would like to thank Brooke Boss for always keeping in touch with me and making sure I'm doing what I need to be doing. So great love to her.
She's such a boss, isn't she? That's so
She
awesome.
absolutely is.
That is so awesome. It's good to hear your voice. Sue Owen.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to thank everyone who's helped me with my first transaction. You've all been so helpful. I appreciate it so much, especially Chris Kovalik. I think that's how I pronounce her last name. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chris.
Kavalik for the record.
Kovalik. Got it. Thank you.
I'm just going to pronounce.
Absolutely. I was impressed. You did a great job on that.
You're the best. Thank you.
And we're all gonna pronounce Chris's name wrong, just because it's fun. It's kind of fun to do that. Anyone else? Happy birthday, Reed.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, he turned the big 6-0. He graduated.
A lot of candles.
You're going to the numbers after.
Yeah. Hazard.
Go to the, just go numbers after.
By the 2 little digits.
After 40, you just go to. the
Anybody else? I don't want to stop. the guys.
Fire hazard.
Oh, Sue.
I've got one. I just want to fill Christine's bucket on my team. In the new year, she has started calling expireds and canceled, and she has already secured a listing for our team and has had another appointment. And so she's rocking it. So I just wanted to shout out to Christine for that.
Christine Quintanilla. Nice. Hey, they're out there, guys. Expireds are like out there.
Oh, sure, Jen, you can say that last name, but not Kovalik.
Well, I can say it. I'm just gonna say it wrong. And Sue Evans, your hair is on point. Just saying. Anyone else? Nope. So fun. It is so good to have you all. I miss you. A little creepy, isn't it? And I miss you all. So it's so good to see your smiling faces. Happy birthday. There are tons of birthdays. And so happy birthday to Noah, Dahir, Ron, Sarah, Wendy, Sophia, Katie, Nathan, Mickey, Lance, David, John, Kevin, Jared, Devin, and Reed. Congratulations and happy birthday. Woo! Oh, it's so fun. Happy work anniversary. Yeah, okay, I got a story with that. Anyway, Anne, Hannah, Janice, John, Sam, Chris, Katie, Terry, Amy, Kathy, John, Stephen, Lisa, Eric, and Jamie. Guys, thank you for choosing to be in business with us. We love having you and are so grateful for you, big class. Thank you all. Meet our new agent. So Jared, is Jared on perhaps on the screen? Did you say yes?
Yes, I'm on.
Hi, Jared. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Hi. Hello, everybody.
Tell us a little bit about you.
I am a graduate of real estate from St. Cloud State University, and I've kind of been in the corporate real estate field, I guess, for the last 6 years. Before that, property management. And so it's always just been kind of an endeavor of mine to get into the sales part of it. So that's kind of what I'm venturing into now, kind of on a part-time basis and see where the journey takes me.
Thank you for being with KW Select. We are very grateful to have you. So congratulations on the next step in your journey. Krista,
Yeah.
hi.
Hello.
Say something about you. Yeah.
I've been licensed for 5 minutes. No, Friday. It's Friday. Wendy Woodbury is the one who planted the seed about a year ago. And just super excited. I'm coming from a director of connections role at my church actually for about the last decade. So huge career change. Super excited for this chapter and thanks for the warm welcome.
We're excited to have her energy. She's never going to make it. I mean, you just like exude good energy. That was all sarcasm. So welcome and very grateful for you. Brittany, are you on? All right, welcome to Brittany as well as she joins us in this wonderful endeavor of real estate. 2023 is shaping up to be a great year. We closed out 2022 by sharing over $180,000 with our associates. Yay, how fun is that? Big, huge clap. If you did not receive anything from that, I would love to talk with you, or Shelly would love to talk with you, and we can help you start on that journey of building wealth for you and your family and leaving a legacy. In speaking of, congratulations to Wendy Woodbury. Huge. Did you all know that Wendy is really focusing on building her profit share? And I am going to just make up a number. Jeff, you actually might know the number a little bit more.
I just talked to her over the weekend about this because I
She's like-
saw this post up and I texted her and I was like, what are you doing? This is awesome. Because this is a very underutilized opportunity in our company. Only 30% of our company participates in profit share.
Yeah.
Wendy's been with us for how long? A year and some change, 2 years?
Right?
Just
Something like that, just shy of 2. And I think she has 10.
Yes.
Or she said, once they're all onboarded, it will be 10.
Yeah,
I
and
promise you that'll start to grow really quickly once time starts to do its thing.
I'm just,
So that's awesome for her.
it's so fun and she loves it and she's just so excited and I think she has nurturing 50.
I was gonna say, is she on here? Is she on the call?
She'll be here. She had a meeting. She had.
Okay, because I was gonna say it'd be really fun for her to share what she's doing, because I think it's an overwhelming.
She gets a ton of response from what she's doing. You, Krista would know.
Yeah, I actually assist her.
It's like-
That's how I started. But she's like.
Yeah, she says like 1,600.
Contacts. Up to,
So cool.
so just, they're coming in like maybe 20 to 30 a day. And then just replying
And they're coming from everywhere. So we've connected her with people out in like, I don't know, other places.
Yeah.
Out east, out west, doesn't matter. So fun.
She should share that story though, because there's a lot of people I think that don't get into it because it's like overwhelming, right? They gotta run a real estate business and they have to do this. And then Wendy can just show you it's not that hard.
Right.
And so we should have her teach a class.
Yes, I second that.
Who agrees?
You're late to a team meeting, you will
Yeah.
teach a class. You're gonna lead a committee, you're gonna teach a class. Congratulations to Erin on her very first closing, a big old woohoo. And then also our top individual agents in closed volume for the month of December, Jen, Craig, Jeff, Jamie, Eric, Mary, Wendy, Erin, Katie, and Darren. Big, huge clap. Isn't it fun that we see her on here as well? And so she's able to do both. You can't, it's not an or, it's an and. So much fun. And then, of course, our top individual agents and units, Jen G, rocking it out in December. Nice work. Eric, Craig, Wendy, Jeff, Jamie, big, huge woo, Jamie. Very cool. Nice. So much fun. Jeff is doing, he's at a new construction thing right now. So he is in the midst of doing another deal. So, yeah. I don't know what Eric's doing, but that's what Jeff's doing. No, I'm teasing. Our top teams for closed volume, the Rose team, Zold, Ekholm. Hi, Dan. And then, of course, Core Real Estate Group, big, huge clap. Nice work, everybody. And then our our top teams for closed units, the Rose team, the Zold, Ekholm, and Core. Work. Hi, Don Crow. And then our top groups for closed volume, Holt, Minnesota Home Co., I know they're on somewhere. Success Home Team, Sue Evans and Wendy Gimple Real Estate Group. Nice. And then our top groups for closed units, the Holtz Group, Gimple, Minnesota Home Co., Sue Evans, and Success Home Team. Congratulations. Nice work. All right. Big drum roll. So these numbers are pulled from Broker Metrics. Broker Metrics pulls its numbers from North Star MLS. North Star MLS is all of the residential numbers for sales, okay? You'll see here we've got in the county of Dakota, we have 2 Keller Williams Select Realty numbers. And the reason that we have that is because some of our folks live in the good old state of Wisconsin. Amen. Yes, yes. And so they are in a
We're yellow because cheese is normally yellow.
Delicious cheese.
delicious Wisconsin cheese. And so if you take this number and this number, that adds up to another number. And that number does not include commercial. So you take this number and this number. I left my book downstairs. I had them literally all written out.
49, 8, 57, and 5 or 6, 19.
What are you doing? Let's see, what are you doing?
Here's the word.
Numbers. Holy smokes. Yeah.
He is.
That's and then we take the actual addition of our commercial folks. And this is where we ended up in 2022, which is kind of a fun number. So what was the number again for residential?
449, 8, 57, 5, 6, 19, sorry.
We'll forgive you this once.
Katie, yeah.
So is there numbers up there that are higher than that number?
No. Nope.
I think you knew the answer to that.
Seems like you knew that.
Just saying.
So are we doing more production than the Keller Williams preferred office?
According to these numbers.
Okay.
Now, I say that with a caveat because I don't ever want to be wrong. And, I'm just excited about the fact that we have continued to grow in both agent count and production. It's really important. Really, really important. So we'll see. We'll see how it all ends up at the end of the day. All I know is that's that real stuff.
Those numbers put us in the top 15 in the whole Twin Cities, in the whole MLS, right here.
Okay.
So, for a guy who looks at those numbers.
Well, secret between me and Jared, I'll ask him about numbers and he always knows, there's only certain things I want to know
Mhm.
and I don't want to know other things. And so I will always defer to him if there's certain like where we rank in such and such.
Yeah.
And if we beat so-and-so and what we did there. So I don't know those answers totally, but according to these numbers, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty dang good in the good old county of Dakota. Okay, so who wants to sell some properties that are not on the market right now? Who's got listings that are coming or withheld, coming soon? Who's got buyers that are not able to get into a home that we can sell right now? Jamie True.
I have a 2-bedroom townhome in Lakeville coming on the market, hopefully like the next couple weeks. It's a 2-car garage, but it could be a 3rd-car tandem and unit, about maybe $249.
Very good. Who else?
All right, we've got one coming on in Bloomington. It's coming soon.
Okay.
4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's right by Highland Park. So it's right in the kind of west side of Bloomington. Yeah, great location. On corner lot. I don't know, and it has an unfinished basement, so you could actually add an additional 800 to 900 square feet to the house.
That's the price point.
So it's going to be $455.
Style.
What's that?
Style.
2-story. Yep.
Very good. Kathy Foley.
I have one in Elk River. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, split level, about little over 1,700 square feet. It's got a big deck. It sits on 2.5 acres with a big pole barn. Yeah, roughly around 320.
Does that water tower still have an elk wearing glasses on it?
Maybe.
He'll buy it.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you Southern people knew where Elk River was.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. What else you got in your good old notebook there? You got more?
Well, I have a couple that I don't have a signed agreement yet. So, I have buyer needs.
Perfect.
All right. 2+ bed property, private. He wants private setting, acreage. Attached garage, a workshop somewhere either in the basement or in the garage. Doesn't really care about the condition of the house. It can be a fixer upper, but up to $450. So that's all. That's very generic, but he wants the acreage more so than anything.
Okay.
Then I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Prefers 2-car garage. They take one. Richville, Bloomington, Burnsville, South Minneapolis, around 320. 1-bedroom condo, about 20 minutes from Eagan, not in the downtown area. HOA has to be under 500, roughly around 200 there. And then 2 more condos. 2 beds condo right in the Centennial Lakes area of Edina, possibly rentable is what they're looking at. And then another condo in the west suburbs up to 120.
For your condo, that's 20 minutes from somewhere, but doesn't want to be downtown. Talk with Corby.
Okay.
He might have something.
Okay, thanks.
Jen, and I know Katie put this out on our Facebook page, but we do have a buyer need as well for western suburbs. You know, we're mostly like Dakota County outside. They would like a little bit of acreage just for more for privacy, I guess. If possible, like modern, mid-century, you know, that's kind of their vibe, up to 1.4, but it's just got to fit their thing. So if anybody has one of those houses, let me know, because we have some buyers that are looking.
How far west are they willing to go?
Well, if it's in Dakota County, or, what's that? What part of Hennepin?
West side of Lake Minnetonka.
Oh, too far. No, they have, their criteria that they have a lot of family in the eastern suburbs, and they're actually moving from Los Angeles to here to retire. And, they just wanted to be closer to, they've had enough of LA and want to be here, my family. So that's why it's this side. We found a lot of houses.
So you want east side, not west side?
Correct.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm sorry, I thought you said west side.
No, Dakota County. So that, yeah, would be ideal, but you know, we've seen everything on the MLS. So we're just getting in.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Don Crow and then Chris.
I have a buyer that's looking in more of the eastern suburbs. They need 3 bedrooms on the same level. They like the split levels with a little more of the open floor plans, vaulted ceilings. We're looking at probably 2,200 square feet for what they'd like. And we're looking up to 400, 350 to 400 for something like that. We've been struggling trying to find something that fits in that space. So if anybody has anything, even moving over into the south suburbs, but preferably the eastern suburbs would be ideal.
All right, Chris.
I have an unusual one. I have a client looking for a mixed use. So looking for a bottom floor that they can put a business at with an apartment above, specifically northeast-ish area. Yeah, so.
Stewart just shared one not that
Perfect.
long ago.
I was gonna say, I knew somebody in here would know somebody that knew someone.
I don't know if Rob.
Rob's on, I
Where
think.
was,
Somebody was, I know what you're talking.
is Rob on?
Yeah.
Northeast, huh?
Hey, Rob, didn't you share a mix not that long ago?
Okay.
He was helping a friend or it was.
I'll reach out.
Oh, yeah,
Post I'm talking about?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was in Northeast. Anyways, Rob Stewart.
Details.
Oh, we
I really don't know details.
It was in.
He had a thing and
Yeah.
There was a thing.
It's Robert Stewart, we remember that. There's 2 participants that raised their hand. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Or is this from an old thing?
I do have a buyer need in Lake Elmo specifically. Anything under 700,000. They want 5 bedrooms, at least 3+ baths, and a completed basement. But if it doesn't have a completed basement, at least have 4 bedrooms, preferably 5.
You might want to connect with Aiden, my daughter, on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
Jared, what?
Jared as well, if they'll go to Hudson. Should do that.
Oh. So close. It's kind of like right there. This little suburb.
Lake Elmo Hudson.
Yeah. On the border of Hastings and Duluth. Is there more? Is there more?
Yeah. So we could also help with Wendy could also help with Lake Elmo. That's our wheelhouse there as well. And we do have a client who's looking and might need to sell in their Lake Elmo home before they can buy. So let's connect. We also have the cutest. It's not just cute. It's fantastic. It's not too small, but it's a historic home, walking distance to downtown Stillwater. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, completely redone. Fantastic for I think quite a steal at $550. So if anyone's looking to relocate to the east side, it's perfect. It's quintessential Stillwater, really fantastic historic home, detached garage. Can't remember the square footage off the top of my head, but it's withheld right now, and we would love to sell it off market because a contentious divorce, so I'll say that. So it's a little bit difficult, but we would love to sell it off market if anyone knows anyone that wants to move and stay in Stillwater.
Nice. Hey, guys, so from what I'm hearing, it sounds as though there's stuff happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Wendy, I think it was Wendy Woodbury and we were talking, and she was over the weekend, she was out trying to get her buyers into houses, and she says it's feeling a little bit like last year.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So after our team meeting today, we're gonna talk about getting listings. So we're gonna get listings. Hell or high, like we are getting listings in this office. And because they are ripe for the picking right now. So, okay, we're good. You'll connect with Rob. Yeah.
The one that Rob had, he said that it is sold.
Oh.
And it was in Phelan.
Oh, is he saying?
Big almost.
Same thing. Pretty close.
All right, so we've got some things coming up in the market center here. We would love for you to protect your profit. So Beth is going to be teaching how to make sure your budget is in alignment to allow you to maintain your profitability. The sure way to get buyers into the home of their dreams workshop, that's going to be on Tuesday. And then, of course, we're going to have a real estate lunch and learn with Synergy B2B, and then shift into Overthrive. Guys, have you heard about the shift into Overthrive class that's coming to Cedars Hall from the region? It's going to be fantastic and it's free. And I highly encourage you to go, so much so that I made a cute little thing. I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to come back to it. There's a QR code. If you get your phone out right now, you would do this that thing. It'll take you right to the registration page and you can just go ahead and sign up. It is free. It is going to be very, very good. It's being taught around the country right now. So I encourage and implore and recommend and desire. I can't think of any other really fancy words. Just go. Just do it. Hey, Dawn, do you want to come up? I'm going wrong ways. I'm so sorry. Dawn, do you want to come up and talk about our Select Wealth? And then you can introduce our next event.
You could pass them again. That'd be great. Oh, I can't do it.
Or not enough. I don't know.
She had those counted before they.
Don't tell anyone, I like to be like oblivious. You know, a little,
Like both together.
I'm really good at poker.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I'm an agent here in the office in case you don't know me. And I'm really excited to introduce our new group called Select Wealth. Select Wealth is a group of agents here in this office that are looking to grow their wealth. Whether you are just contemplating this process, you're on the path, or you're far down the path, this group is for all of you. And what we are going to be focused on is action, because knowledge without action is pointless. So this group is really going to be focused on the action of growing your wealth. We'll also provide the tools, the knowledge, the systems, the processes, and absolutely the support that you need to be able to do this. And the very first step, if you're thinking about taking some baby steps into this, is going to this class here, Your Path to Wealth. And this class is absolutely free, which is amazing. You do have some homework that you need to do ahead of time. So if you have signed up, make sure that you're doing your homework. You have a book to read, you have a spreadsheet to fill out. So get on that. If you have not signed up, you need to do that soon because we are almost full. I have, oh wait, you can go ahead and sign up through the Eventbrite, right? Is that the Eventbrite? Right, okay.
We'll share it again after the team meeting.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
there's only about like 5 spots left.
Yeah, there's just a few spots left, so
It is limited seating. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you sign up for that. Go to it. It's really a great first step into getting into your wealth. And if you're already into it, it's a great reminder of where you're going and keeping you on that path. Because once you're on the path, sometimes it's hard to keep moving forward, right? So staying there. And then to join our group, I passed out a flyer that you can join. You can join with the QR code. You can go to the front desk and sign up there. When you sign up, you do get a book and a t-shirt. So, bonus gifts there for joining our group. Any questions?
What book do you get?
Your favorite book, the MREI, Millionaire Real Estate Investor, written by Gary Keller here. And it is really the Bible for the investment. Like the red book is for your real estate business. The MREI is for your investment side of your world.
Is this on Zoom or is it in person?
In person only. Yeah, only in person. So if you don't sign up and you don't go, well, too bad, so sad. I mean, really.
Spoken so much truth.
Yeah.
Like a mom.
Yeah.
Too bad, so sad.
Thanks for telling us about the homework. 'Cause I didn't-
Yeah, make sure that you do the homework. It's really an important piece to set the stage for what you're going to learn while you're in that class. So thank you guys for letting me chat for a moment. Yay. Thanks, John. So, where did the Select Wealth come from? Inside of Keller Williams, Gary Keller's vision is to create community. And by doing so, what we've done is we've established these groups within our company, such as KW Luxury, KW YPN, KW, there's a bunch of different groups. KW Wealth is a nationally known group community. And Jared, of course, our passion and vision here is to help create millionaires and build legacies of wealth for those families that we have in our Select family. And so he brought back that vision to Select. And so we have that community here. I know there was some confusion about it and what was it, and that's what it is. Any questions, comments, concerns, ahas, excitement? Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. All right, so we got our shift. Did that all done? That did all that. Tom R, come on down. You're the next contestant. Tell us about what's happening in the mortgage world.
It gave me a while to get there, my back.
Oh.
Screwed up.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's it shoveling?
Yeah, just doing dumb stuff I shouldn't be doing.
Oh.
Do tell.
Get better.
Don't hold back.
Was it one of those watch this things?
Yeah.
First week.
Is there another slide?
Yes, there. Yep, there you go.
Okay, so one of our focuses this year is to really get a handle on all the different down payment assistance programs that are out there and grant programs. We've fallen a little behind on that just with how busy it is right now, and there's a lot of them coming out because of how the market is right now. Jen and I were talking a little bit, this year is going to be a little bit more old school than previous years. I think we're gonna have open houses, trying to generate buyers the old ways through, rider signs, more open house activity, picking up buyers based on special programs type stuff. So we really want to stay on top of that, and it will help benefit you guys if we do. This particular program, I was totally jazzed about. It's just a $6,000 grant. Free money for down payment assistance. I'm starting to market it now. It's only for Hennepin and Ramsey County. And it's only for certain pockets. It's census code driven. So it's mainly lower income census tract stuff. Probably Frogtown, but not Summit, So my goal is I looked and there's actually 175 listings right now that would fit this program, which is way more than I thought there would be. So what I'm going to try to do with somebody here is keep an eye on your listings. And as we grow our database of different programs we have available, contact you guys so we can market your listings to generate buyers through the programs that we have. Cool. Yeah. That's it for now. Rates came down a little bit this week, about 0.25%. There's a big number coming out on Thursday, an inflation report that will probably dictate whether rates are going to hold or not.
Okay.
Any questions on the mortgage world at all?
I think Tom M put something about Dakota County in our group. Yes.
He posted one today. It's for Ramsey County.
Ramsey County, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
we went
yeah.
through training on it yesterday. It's really actually quite awesome. If you're a first generation buyer, there's down payment assistance up to 25% of the purchase price.
Oh.
Yeah. It was capped at 360,000. So it's 90,000, a little bit over that. It's forgiven 5% every year Once you hit 20 years, the 90,000 totally forgiven.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry if you already answered this, but does that run out?
Say that again.
Like, how many opportunities do you think there will be?
You know, we asked them about their funding. They think they're funded for years based on how much funds they generate.
Everybody gets it.
Ram, that was Ram.
Here's the deal, like every one of these programs is quirky in some ways, so I try not to get too excited about it because there's always something. This particular one is Ramsey County, but not St. Paul.
Of course.
Yeah. So,
Well, Maplewood.
well, Ramsey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're not a first generation buyer, there's still 20,000 available for first time, if you're a first time home buyer.
Really?
Yeah.
There's so many programs out there, guys. If you have people that have even said an inkling of wanting to get into a home, you should absolutely have them talk with Tom and discuss what they might need, because they might think they can't do it and
Yeah.
they can.
There's a lot more resources now and they're becoming more available. There's a lot of stuff out there this year for it.
Thank you so much, Tom R. Appreciate that. All right, Shelley Holt. Jared Krenz. Jared Krenz. Here, I'm so excited. For a few days. Right.
First off, what was that number again? So 546 billion dollars done in this group. 214 agents. Now that's most in Dakota County, right? We are also the largest market center office in Dakota County by 10. But we did 100 million more volume than any other office with only 10 more agents. So
That's cool.
gratitude to you,
What's
to the
that?
staff, and all of you guys, because that's not individualism. That's a teamwork all the way through. So 100 million over anybody else with only 10 more agents. Now, those 10 agents are awesome. It's you and them, yes. Okay, so today it's like for me, this is like Christmas that you had to wait for like 3 years, a little over 3 years actually for. So actually it's the first Christmas that we were able to have after COVID, where we could all get together. This is this feeling that I have going through right here. 3 years ago, I and a group of others, as far as people that I was talking with, started a journey looking for a strong partner in the title side, because it's something that we've been just missing for a while. And then, so we started this journey and we interviewed everyone. We went through back ends, we went through front ends, we talked to closers and like, ooh, great closer. Then go look at the back end of the business, what it truly looks like. And, ooh, no, not so much. And then around 2 years ago, Shelley Holtz comes up and we start talking. And she's like, hey, I've met these people and I've this and that. She starts talking about this title company, but she started off talking about with their culture. And the culture here and the culture that we have here is pretty dang cool. You know how I know it's cool? We did 100 million more and only 10 more agents. That's cool. That's cool and that's culture. That's very, very cool. So Shelley starts talking about the culture of this company and what they're doing and this or that. And then we went on a journey for 2 years. A good year of it was just to go ahead and do discussions and find out if there was a fit culture-wise, if there was a fit with our vision, with our agents, and all of these things, and it was. And then it was a journey to find the right people to sit on the right seat on the bus on that realm. And that brings us to today. And Shelley has done a huge work, and she's going to talk here in a little bit to get it here and to deliver a product for everybody in this room. So Shelley, would you like to tell us about Title Fusion?
I will. I'll
Excellent.
open up and share that we are super excited to announce today that Keller Williams Select is launching, and with an expansion partner in Title Fusion, Keller Select title company. And it's like you've been saying, it's been on a journey of true partnership in the title world. Because as agents, we work really, really hard to get our clients into successful experiences. And then we hand off like all of our blood, sweat, and tears and firstborn to the closing company, right? And that closing is like the bow on a Christmas package. And we want that final experience to be amazing because that's where our referrals come from. And who in this room and on the screen wants a referral-based business? Well, having a strong title partner is part of that journey. We can't do that alone. So that's been a lot of the fuel of this mission, is finding the right title partner and bringing this to the market center. And so I volunteered to be the agent liaison to find the right closer. Because we all know as agents who we partner with as the closer, it has to be a true team. And a true team means you have to have the same values. Because if you don't have the same values, you're not going to execute that experience. So I volunteered that journey, and I've been on that career visioning journey for about 8 months. Talking to a lot of closers, who is going to be the right partner in the closer seat on the bus to live the Keller Williams values and live that first class experience and high service standards. I also knew I wanted someone super experienced and entrepreneurial, because with our partner that we're expanding and launching this title company with, they are the entrepreneurial face in mind from the closer standpoint. And we found someone amazing, and I'm super excited to introduce you to her today. Her experience is in, actually, prior to closing and title, she was a processor for mortgages. So she knows more than just title. She knows the industry and how it works. Before she was an executive closer, she started in title as an examiner and worked her way up all the way to helping her company, one of her companies that she's worked for in title, actually lead and manage it when the owner was not available. But what I'm super excited about is her just standards on service, like are untouchable. I was talking with her the other day. I'm like, how do you define service? Such like a subjective word. And she told me a story about how she just wasn't getting the documents for a payoff from a company for one of her closings. She kept following up, and finally she just Googled who the CEO of the company was and went all the way to the top to get what she needed for a payoff of a mortgage to make sure her clients had the best first class service experience. And you can't find people like that every day. And we are so blessed to introduce Sarah Stanley. Come on down and introduce Sarah at Title Fusion. And she's officing right downstairs in suite 150. And we already have 10 orders in, starting and launching this title company for Keller Williams Select. And why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself, your background, what you're doing when you're not doing a stellar closings, and bring us up to speed on some tips.
Okay, perfect. So I'm Sarah Stanley. I am super excited to be here. I knew as soon as I met Shelly and she kind of told me about the opportunity that I wanted to jump on board. So thank you for that. I live in Blaine, so I'm North Metro. I am married and I have 2 boys. They are 9 and 10 and they are hockey players. So when I am not working, we are coordinating schedules to get these boys to their hockey games, which is pretty much a full-time job in and of itself. Let's see. So a little bit about Title Fusion. We'll be obviously downstairs in downstairs in suite 150. And then I've been officing out of a location in Andover since 2016. And when I put my notice in at the company that I previously worked at, they terminated their lease there. And we have just inked a lease as of yesterday, I believe. It's official that we will also be taking over that space. So I will be kind of bouncing between Andover and Apple Valley. So those are our 2 closing locations for Title Fusion. And then Shelly has opened up her office for closings, which is in Inver Grove Heights. Stombergs, I believe, are saying we can be a go in White Bear Lake. And then some of our lender partners have agreed to let us close there as well. If we can't find a location, I will go to your client, whether it's at their home or sometimes we meet at a coffee shop but we will make it work. What else can I tell you about? Oh, our website is now live as of yesterday. We are working on getting a quote system, a little widget that will be on there for you to get your title quotes. That should be coming live in the next couple of days. And then just to kind of leave you with like a little tidbit that I can will hopefully be helpful in your business. So the assumable mortgages is something that I have told clients about for the last 22 years. Hey, your mortgage is potentially assumable. I've never seen that actually happen until last month. And so I just wanted to share that experience with you because it didn't go great. And the seller was very unhappy with their agent, and they were unhappy with the title company, and they were unhappy with the whole experience. So just maybe to help set some expectations, I think assumable mortgages are going to be happening in the next coming months and years with how low the rates were. So the process took about, I think there was a 30-day delay from the purchase agreement. So maybe setting some expectations with your clients that, be okay with a 30 to 45-day close time, that we can't maybe set an exact date right now. The benefit to the buyers, obviously they're going to get that low interest rate, and the fees were very minimal. So there was an assumption fee that was a few $100s. There was a credit report fee, and then the option to buy an owner's title insurance policy. There's no lender policy on that because they're assuming the seller's mortgage. So there already is a lender's policy on that. And then for your seller, obviously, the benefit to them is, maybe they're not going to be asked for a seller credit concession, a reduction in sales price, if they can be a little patient and wait for that process. So if you do come across a seller that has an assumable mortgage, that seller would put the buyer in contact with their current mortgage company, and that is where that process starts. And then once they're approved with that mortgage company, then you can have your closing. And one thing that we didn't find out till the 11th hour is that actually the morning of closing, an hour before, is that there's an assumable document that requires both buyer's signature and seller's signature, has to be notarized. So with COVID, we haven't been bringing our buyers and sellers together. So just know that we would need more of a traditional closing on that piece. That likely the seller will need to travel to the buyer's title company to get that document signed. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah,
Hopefully
thank you.
that useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Why was the seller mad?
The seller was mad because, well, one, they were going through a divorce, so they're right. The expectation wasn't set that this is going to take a while, and that there was a 30-day delay. And so nobody was communicating. There was nobody knew. It was kind of like, right. And so as soon as it was approved, it was like, okay, we can close. This happened to be a VA as well. So once it goes through so vet to vet is assumable, and then FHA. Once the seller's mortgage company approved it, it still needed to go to VA for approval.
Yeah.
And so that was another stepping roadblock that they're like, okay, yay, we're approved. Wait, great, we can close. It's like, oh no, wait, sorry, seller. We spoke too soon. We need to get approval there. We were told like once it goes to the VA, they have up to 10 days. They took 3 to approve that piece. And then the VA funding fee was a $300,000 mortgage. It was a $400,000 sales price. This buyer happened to have the difference in cash. If your buyer doesn't, they would just go get a second mortgage, and we would do a simultaneous closing where they would go borrow on a second, and then we close that assumable the same day.
Is there anything that we can do as agents other than prep the buyer and the seller? Is there anything that we can do as agents to make sure this is a smooth process?
I would just letting them know we're kind of at the mercy of the sellers
of the bank?
Yeah, the mortgage servicer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, You just kind of have to
Suppose
be.
it's like a short sale, you go to the radio.
Get 30 days.
We're missing a spot.
Well, this is how I, like, when I worked in servicing before, and this is how I kind of picture it. Is, right, I've never seen, I've talked to seasoned closers that have been in the business for 30 years. They've never done an assumable either, so.
I think they're gonna get really popular.
I do, but I'm sure it's like dusting off the Fannie Mae, the book and saying, oh yeah, how do we do this? So I'm sure it'll get easier in the months and years to come, but right now I think everybody.
Tom, you probably know, I heard a stat not that long ago that was like 70% of homeowners have a rate under like 3.5% or something crazy.
It's probably about accurate.
Has everyone refinance?
Think about that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you wanna see motive to not sell?
I'm telling people
That's
never to
it.
sell your house. I'm like, rent it out, keep it forever.
Something else.
Either rent it out or I think that the sellers who have something assumable have a major advantage. in
For
terms of
sure they do,
amount,
yeah.
Because what do our people care about?
Rates.
Their mortgage payment, how much that costs, right? If they can get this house for this amount or this house for this amount, your house becomes a bit more valuable. Simple.
Yeah, so I think it's convincing the sellers, but yeah, wait it
Yeah,
out.
learning how to handle those really well, I think will behoove you.
Yeah.
What a great word.
Agent is there's no lender corralling that buyer. It is the buyer contacting the servicer of the seller's mortgage. So as agents, we almost have to act like the lender.
Right.
So just be aware of that. I was just like, wow, that really struck me because I don't have a lender then to be my peer partner in that journey to keep the buyer on task. So just
Hey-
keep that in mind.
Hey, Jen, maybe a good mastermind we could have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Productivity.
I would-
All right. Heading in too late to the meeting, they better close.
Yeah.
So good. Is that better now? If I knew that? Okay. Everybody can see.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Just wanting to continue to add value to all of our agents. We are very excited. Sarah is, I can attest because I share the suite with her, that she's amazing. And she works hard and a
And
lot.
as one of the first 10, her communication is amazing.
Good.
Yeah, we have a closing on the 30th.
First one, first.
Oh,
We'll get you a sash.
Right?
A tiara. I know, it's good. We should actually do our t-shirts.
I don't know.
We need to change it one more time. There we go. Oh, come on up. Come on down, Alexis
right.
Beyondich. We're gonna talk about tech.
We had a leadership meeting and the room was asked, okay, so who can walk through this? And I was like, I suppose I can. Everyone grab your phones, everyone grab your phones, open them up.
She just knew that she could tell you what to do and you would.
I'm not scared of it. And I can probably answer some questions. Okay, open your phones. If you go to Facebook, if you're on Facebook, what we're asking you to do is interact with our office's pages. So we're interacting with you on social. The purpose of this, the intention behind it is because our staff is posting some awesome content, whether it's recruiting content, how to make $100,000 in your first year in real estate, classes that are coming up, regional opportunities, information that when you follow our social presence, you can reshare and make more people more aware of the value and benefits that we have to offer. So Facebook, it's KW Select is the name of it. So you want to like that page on Facebook. If you open up Instagram, it's at KW Select Realty is the appropriate page on Instagram. And Instagram is a great location to very easily share to your stories any posts that KW Select makes. And it gives you content, okay? So this isn't selfish just on behalf of the office or the staff saying, hey, help us. This is about you helping yourself put content on your pages and your social media to be more relevant and more active without having to think about what do I actually post. And this is Facebook, KW Commercial Midwest. You can take pictures of this and do this at another time, but right now we're in what we call a workshop where you are doing it yourself right now, actively, not taking a picture and then walking away and forgetting you took that photo. Because that never happens. And then LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a newer identity to have been created on this system, on this social media presence site. And it is Keller Williams Select and KW Commercial Midwest. And we are going to be posting, we are going to be sharing. And if you are active with us, we can tag you in those things. You can tag the office in these, on any of these pages as well. And just some simple navigation of and interaction with these pages might even help you stay on top of what's going on in the market center, whether it's classes coming up, because we all know, right? We all love Sarah, who sends out all the emails. And yes, we do know that some of you block her. It's okay.
People to class if you block her. That's your-
But we realize, we understand, we know you receive a lot of communication. We all receive a lot of communication, a lot of emails, a lot of inundation of messaging. So this is just another way to see it in a different format that might hit you differently and become relevant differently. Yes.
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
If you met with me at any point, you would have added just standard text page, so you should update your employment. Since there is now a LinkedIn.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great point. So when you have your own identity on any of these pages, you can identify your employment both on Facebook and also LinkedIn, where you can connect to this specific market center as a place of employment. And
Yeah, I was gonna say that LinkedIn, watch out, because there are only.
there's the ones in like Germany and Ireland. There's one in Florida.
This is the hardest one to find.
Well, but it's brand new.
Because it's new.
It's brand new, like less than 2 weeks old. But the difference with ours that makes it very distinguishable is that we do have KW Commercial and Midwest as part of our LinkedIn identity. Okay? So follow, like, friend,
Do all the things.
and share.
And share. Thank you for doing that. We just want to make sure that we have a good presence online, and I want you to, if you have an open house, do an open house and then tag us.
And then we can reshare it.
So, all right, let's wrap it up with a couple of things. Women or people that know women, if you know of a woman that would be encouraged by listening to an entrepreneur who founded a company after having no experience. She was a teacher. She decided that she found a hole in the marketplace for a boutique. She decided that she wanted to open one, and she did, and it's called Evereve. And if you've heard of Evereve, it is now in 36 states and had 300 million in revenue last year. She's cool. And she's going to talk to us about how she created a company that has HEART, H-E-A-R-T. It's an acronym. And it's fantastic. And she's going to share a conversation with us. So there's a QR code, or I'm sure you've probably seen us in Facebook, emails, all the things. If you know of a woman that would benefit from this, and she's a licensed realtor, we're very staying in our lane, please invite her to join us. Any questions, comments, concerns? Anything in there? No? All right, then message in the next 30 seconds. I have two numbers I want you to think of, and then we're gonna be done.
All right, Katie, get ready.
Yeah. Here.
Yes. Already knows.
Yeah, don't worry, Jen, I got this. Let me take it.
Step aside.
If I could see it, it'd be great. Does anybody know what these two numbers represent? It's a clue. It has to do with NAR.
Oh, that's how many agents are in Wisconsin and how many in Minnesota?
No, but that's so good. This is the number of agents that NAR lost in the month of December 2022.
National.
National Association of Realtors. Which.
Yes.
100 million. This is the number of realtors that joined the NRA. No. Yeah, bad.
They might have joined the NRA.
They joined, 21,000 joined in the year of 2022.
And these are
17,000 left in October.
That's a good thing.
Still, we wouldn't have guessed that, Jeff.
There's a chance.
That wasn't a high probability of guessing.
Incredible year.
Okay, so what does that mean? That means so much opportunity in 2023.
You're still here.
Somebody from NRA. So Gary Tower says hard times aren't easy.
Yeah.
Hence the name, but do you know what? Easy times aren't easy either. Life is a continuous challenge. People say hard times aren't easy and easy times aren't hard, but I'm not so sure that's true or that it serves you well to look at it that way. I believe it's fair to say that no matter your circumstances, things can be easy or hard, depending on you. You'll decide. You can either make easy times harder than they need to be, or you can make hard times as easy as they can be. You don't get to decide what the market will do, but you definitely get to decide what you will do. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale once told a story of a young man who came to him and said he wished he didn't have any problems. He said that life was just too tough and he was really just wanted all of those problems to go away. And Dr. Peale replied, he said, I know of a place where no one has any problems whatsoever. Would you like to know where it is? The young man very excitedly said, yeah, tell me. So Dr. Peale then continued to say, it's Woodlawn Cemetery. You still want to go? The living always will have problems to solve and challenges to overcome. That's life. The real difference between people is in how they deal with them. If you want to have fewer problems, I suggest you learn to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Learn to shift. You'll be clearer if you always think of any shift as a shift of choice. You're not always getting to pick the circumstances, but you're always choosing to shift no matter what the circumstances. So if the market shifts, you're shifting. And if the market isn't shifting, you're shifting. In other words, to be your best, you can't be shift with an F less. This is really fun to read. You're not going to rest on your past, nor assume what your future and it's set. To reach your full potential, you're going to become like a priceless diamond and always apply the necessary pressure to harden and shine. And no matter the market, you choose to enjoy the ride. 2023 is going to be an amazing opportunity for KW Select agents. And I am so grateful to have you. And I'm so thankful for Jared, because without him, none of us would be here. Do your work. Just work. Go ahead and come back in if you'd like to learn about pre-list packs or the scripts that you need to ensure that you get the listing. Soup and pre-listing packets.
You want to learn how to make, I don't know.
Who made it? You made soup? Somebody had fire this. Let's be honest. Yeah.
She didn't get a response. I apologize.
Not even a response. Not even everyone like, I was gonna ask you guys,